The truth is, life is hard. In my latest video, I talked about some things I've learned about friendships in my short 21 years of living. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can check it out in the description down below. But in this video, I wanted to go a little deeper and just talk about how to actually create deep, fulfilling, and lasting friendships. I've said this in the last video, but I'm gonna say it again. Every single human being longs to be loved, appreciated, and accepted. We want friends and we want people to be around us. But sometimes it's a lot easier said than done. So today I want to share with you actual helpful tips that will help you create friends. I can say these 3 things that I'm about to share with you is the reason that I have some of the best friends I have today. I have gone through some seasons of life where I did not have any friends. A lot of people were friendly towards me, but I didn't really feel very connected to anybody in particular until I started practicing these 3 things. So without further ado, I'm going to just hop right into the number 1 tip I have for you. Number 1, if you want to have deep friendships, then you have to be willing to go deep yourself. If you think about it, a lot of the people that you're closest to are the people that you know from a deeper level. Not only like you know more than just their name and their favorite color. You know what really bothers them. You maybe even were there for them during their breakups or during their parents' divorce. Like the people that you're closest to are the people that you truly know very well. So that being said, if you want to continue to create friendships that are very fulfilling and deep, then you have to also be willing to share some of the dark sides of you. I don't mean like as soon as you meet a person, you just overwhelm them and just tell them your traumas and deepest, darkest secrets. However, the longer you get to know a person, you will have to get to the point where you're sharing information with one another and just being more than just surface level friends. I can think right now, my best friends are the ones that have been there with me, not just during the good times, but the ones that I've decided to let in during the bad times. I'm pretty stubborn about opening up because I don't want people to think I'm weak or that I don't have it all together. But I have realized that is such a negative way to live life, and that's also just like a really easy way to get very lonely, because the truth is life is hard, so you need people around you. So you need to be willing to let people in and tell them that you're not always doing okay and that you're not always happy. And if they're your true friends, they're going to be so appreciative of the fact that you're willing to trust them to tell them how you're really feeling. And the more moments you have like that with people, the closer you're going to get. The more times that you're willing to let people in, the more likely they will also let you in into their life. So if you want to have deep friendships, then you have to be willing to open the door and let other people in and be deep yourself. Number 2, if you want to have deep friendships, then you need to work on attracting the right people into your life. So say you want to have friends that are just really sweet and genuine, then you yourself have to be sweet and genuine, because if you are the type of person that's always super dramatic, talks really bad about other people behind their back, or just really rude, then the sweet and genuine people aren't going to want to be your friend. So I'm not saying you're at fault for not having good friends, but if you want good friends, then you have to be a decent human being. You can't attract people the opposite of you. Usually if you look around, the people that are around you are the ones that have really influenced you to act the way that you do. So if you find yourself right now stuck in a friend group that isn't the nicest, and isn't the kind of people that you want to become. I'm not saying like be rude and be like, I'm better than you and I'm gonna leave you. Like, no, but it is important for you to start acting different and separating yourself from that kind of personality so you can attract the kind of personality you truly want in your life. So if you're wanting a deep and fulfilling friendship, then you need to first work on yourself and see if you're ready for those kind of people to enter your life. Number 3, this one is really important, so make sure you listen up, and that is, if you want to have good friends, you need to focus on listening more and talking less. I think we can all agree it is really hard not to always be talking or thinking about what you're going to say. Or maybe you're a very shy person, you're quiet, and in that instance, maybe you need to work on talking more. But most likely, we have the opposite problems. So let's think about a situation. So say you and your friends are hanging out and you're talking about your weekend. A lot of times what we do is, instead of listening to our friend about their weekend, we're thinking about what we did that weekend that we can then say as soon as that person is done talking. And it's just human nature, we all do that. But if you want to have good friendships, you can't always just be thinking about you and how this conversation can turn into something about you. You have to just sit there and actually listen and be engaged and care enough to want to know how your friend's weekend went. And that's just a very surface level example. Sometimes we do this in some of the most vulnerable moments. A friend could be opening up to you about something really traumatic and really hard that they're experiencing, and without knowing it, you might have really dismissed them by turning it into something about you and comparing your trauma to something else that you've gone through. And that is not a good way to build friendships. It's good to be relatable and it's good to be open with one another, but you have to kind of also make sure that you're not turning the friendship into just you. People can spot that out from miles away. Nobody wants to be friends with that person that always talks about themselves or that always has a story to like one up other people. Like, nobody wants to be friends with somebody like that. But people do really appreciate others that are willing to listen to them. And when you actually take the time to listen to them, then they're going to do the same thing, because they're gonna remember how well you listened when they were talking. So if you really want like a deep, fulfilling, and lasting friendship, then you need to be willing to listen to your friends as they talk and just care, genuinely care for them and make them feel appreciated. Sometimes we can be so bad at showing appreciation towards others, especially the people that we're closest to, because we just assume that they know. But unless you voice it, they're not gonna know how much you really care about them. So I hope this video can help you make some deep friendships, and yeah, I hope you found the video helpful. If you haven't yet, watch the other video I did on this topic, and if you want me to do any other types of videos on this, I would love to. That's all I got for you. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I actually did an entire series on friendships and like relationships over on my Instagram, so if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. Everything will be linked in the description box. But that is all I got for you, and until next time, bye.